Let's talk about these 6 ways that loved ones, whether they're in-laws to you, parents, siblings, relatives, knowingly or unknowingly perpetuate the narcissistic parent's abuse. Hi, I'm Danny, and I create this content to share bite-sized life tips that will help you be the best version of you that you can be, one step at a time. So I previously did a video on the 4 big groups or categories of people who knowingly or unknowingly enable narcissistic abuse. And this video is going to deep dive the category of loved ones in that group that knowingly or unknowingly perpetuate narcissistic abuse by a parent. It's really important to share sort of a disclaimer that if you're somebody who's still in a relationship with a narcissist and you haven't gotten out yet, there are ways that you can set up really strong boundaries to try to mitigate the damage of what you're seeing now as abuse. If you're not to that stage, then you're sort of unknowingly enabling more and more abuse by the narcissistic parent to your kids or yourself, right? Co-parenting with a narcissist, then it's not your fault that you have to continue to share space with that person because you share children with them. Video on low contact, and that's a really great way to adhere to really strong boundaries to protect yourself and your children in that situation. But for all of the loved ones outside of the bubble of those dynamics, whether you're with the narcissist or not, there are 6 main ways that they can exacerbate the dynamics of the abuse, particularly if they don't understand what's going on. The loved ones in your circle that do have a clue about what's going on are more than likely people that the narcissist tried to keep you from and keep you from having a good connection with them, brainwashing you about them, cutting off contact. And so you're going to know who those people are. The video is about the rest of the people in the loved one's circle, parents, in-laws, siblings, who really don't know what's going on, and they love you, but they don't necessarily realize the ways in which they're enabling this abuse to continue. Number 1 is not having your loved ones back you up on good boundaries with the narcissist. Narcissists hate boundaries because they believe that rules don't apply to them, and they're going to do whatever they have to do to feed their supply and keep control. So if you're trying to enforce boundaries without support and backup from loved ones in your circle, you're going to have a really hard time, and it's not going to help you. It's certainly not going to help your children. Boundaries come in a variety of flavors: emotional boundaries, including communication boundaries, physical boundaries, financial boundaries, legal boundaries, and all kinds of things related to co-parenting boundaries. I'm going to give just a few examples in this video. Being overly accommodating. It may seem harmless, but narcissistic abuse is like death by 1,000 paper cuts, and every little slice is meaningful and part of a pattern. So if you're overly accommodating, or your loved ones are overly accommodating, guess what? That means you're not setting good boundaries, and you're teaching the narcissist piece by piece, cut by cut, that they can get whatever they want by being more and more demanding, and the cuts will get deeper and deeper as they go. Too much communication. Communication is an entire video series. I will absolutely follow up on this topic, but if you invite communication with a narcissist and you're not prepared to be on point, one sentence, period, dot, walk away, you're not equipped to manage the abuse that comes with that communication, which includes gaslighting, manipulation, weaponizing the information, demanding your availability and attention. All kinds of erosion of boundaries that happen little bit by little bit every time you open the door to communicate with a narcissist. That goes for you as a parent if you're still with that person. That goes for the loved ones around you who are real loose with their relationship and communication dynamics with that person. It leaves you open to be exploited. It leaves the children open to be used for triangulation against loved ones, against you as the good parent. The narcissist will often use communication and different tactics to communicate through the children, making it even worse if you have poor boundaries around this. Number 4, involving themselves with parental decisions. Most loved ones, relatives, in-laws, siblings don't understand that they're dealing with a narcissistic parent dynamic, and that person has no intention of putting the child's best interests first. And so they interfere with parental decision making, and this often causes escalation of abuse and stress for the non-narcissistic parent and for the children. Number 5, not supporting the other good parent. If loved ones aren't supporting the good parent, then they are enabling the bad one. And so the narcissist will become more manipulative, exercise more triangulation tactics, involve the children and pit people against each other, taking sides. It's going to make it harder for you to protect your children from the narcissistic parent's behavior. And finally, number 6, minimizing the narcissistic parent's behavior. So if an in-law, parent, relative is normalizing what is in essence emotional abuse at a minimum, this can make it really difficult for you as the good parent to really believe that no, you're not crazy, you're not overreacting, you're not an overbearing parent, all of these things the narcissist wants you to believe to keep control and keep their ego on top. And so loved ones can sometimes really exacerbate the gaslighting dynamic around that when they downplay and normalize and minimize what's going on emotionally with that person and with that narcissistic parent. This also sets a terrible example for the children. It's also going to make it really challenging for the good parent to seek out support, perspective, and establish healthy boundaries. So it's really important for parents to understand how their behaviors and the behaviors of their loved ones can basically enable or perpetuate narcissistic parenting abuse. And I hope this video was helpful. This is a really complex topic. I'm happy to take it piece by piece. Leave me a comment below, let me know your thoughts, and I will see all of you guys again very soon. Don't forget to do something for yourself today. Ciao.